Hi, I'm Lizard Wizard, and I am making a stealth action puzzler called H347, or just Heat. This is Devlog 1 in a series to share my progress, my failings, and anything I learn along the way. It's also a way that I can procrastinate actually making the game. That's why you're here too, isn't it? Okay, keep watching, but then get back to work. Still here? Great. Let's get into... This all started from a game jam. Micro Jam 23 to be exact. A game jam is where you compete to make a game in a short amount of time with a specific theme. It's stressful and exhausting, and I love it. The theme of Micro Jam 23 was heat, with a prerequisite, it's a secondary theme, of speed is key. When I brainstormed this, I actually kept thinking about an idea that I had maybe a decade ago. That old game would have been called Puzzle Heist. Think Chip's Challenge meets stealth action. Get in, avoid guards, unlock doors, grab loot. You're breaking the law, evading detection, but eventually you're going to attract some heat. I've also been on a cyberpunk kick recently. By recently, I mean since I learned what cyberpunk is like 20 years ago. Alright, like 42 hours left in the game jam. I have an idea, some basic mechanics. Obviously, first step is to randomly decide that now is the time to learn 3D. I've never done 3D before. Oh god, why did I do this? First step, learn about meshes, materials, terms like albedo, which is just color and texture, and billboard, which makes the texture rotate to always face the viewport, Paper Mario style. Yeah, I was going to avoid 3D modeling as much as possible. Now I have a character sprite and a world to explore. Next is movement. Because of the Chip's Challenge inspiration, I went with a grid-based approach. That third axis gave me a lot of trouble at first, especially when I needed to rotate vectors for camera stuff later. Some overcomplicated collision that I completely threw away later. I learned how to use grid map for building levels in a similar way to a tile map in 2D. I also threw this completely away later. Camera controls. This took way too long, but it was satisfying once it was done. Did I mention I've never done 3D? Getting into mechanics now. Here's unlocking stuff. I went for a binary typing minigame to really sell the hacking theme. This first version looks awful. Some basic AI, a simple patrol guard. These little guys will actually pathfind their way to the nearest point on their patrol route, and then resume their patrol from there. So if they chase you and you get away, they will float on back to their area. Godot has some really great pathfinding stuff built in. The hard part was finding the nearest point on the patrol route, and then setting the patrol in the right direction from there. First, you take the patrol's position, and localize it to the Path 3D position. Use built-in Path 3D methods to get the closest offset to the patrol. The offset is a percentage distance along the path, so you have to use sample baked and the offset to get the actual point in space. Then add built-in paths that point in space. If the offset all the way on the patrol, take the actual point in Path 3D. Then sort the absolute distance from the patrol's offset and take the closest to the actual distance to one positive number and a negative number. Then grab the negative positive and then direct the patrol. Go. And the game jam's over. Okay, well, no more time crunch, so let's work on the game some more. The game design document is essentially the big picture overview of the entire project, from gameplay loop to story, scope, art style, technical requirements. It is the roadmap that will keep us on track, which is good, because I am a leaf in the wind when it comes to committing to projects. For my own design doc, I actually found this Notion template by AKM Design, which made the whole process less scary. Notion is a free note-taking app in case you weren't familiar. I was skeptical if making this big document would be useful, but it was actually refreshing to step back and look at things from this wider perspective. It forced me to think about my project as a whole and remove any vagueness. Now I know, for example, that I am limiting the game to about 30 levels of increasing difficulty. There will be 6 variations of tools that the player can use to get around, 5 unique enemy types, etc. Now I have a definitive goal, and I'm not just staring off into the infinite void of... Huh? Oh, sorry. I also found that the document helped with the creative process, thinking out new mechanics, and you might encounter obvious flaws that would need a tedious rework later. Honestly, after my experience making this design document, I don't see myself skipping this step in the future. Some much needed improvements to the hacking minigame. If you get the wrong number, you'll need to type even more. The whole string of numbers appears over the door itself, instead of at the top of the screen. Walking away from the door will auto-fail the minigame. There's a connection meter, aka health bar. I have some floor traps that can be sequenced into patterns, and that's kind of where we're at. Hey there, if you made it this far, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more. If I can get my workflow down, I am hoping to upload every 1 to 2 weeks. You can also comment or join me in my Discord channel using the link in the description. I would love your feedback or anything else you'd love to share. Just remember to always be kind and keep moving forward. Thank you for watching.